Rockaways Productions presents The Casey Waters Show, episode 518, Future Perspective. Hello, I'm your host, Casey Waters. Today, I will continue with The Great Independent, Old as Time. Here, I look at how diverse thinking and having diverse friends can often lead to better results and greater productivity. Then it's on to future perspective. Here I look at how confidence and relationship dynamics can lead to a better future. Today's show will feature background footage from Black Balsam. Well, I got Freya with me again, and she's all purred, so there might be a little purring in the background. To get to Black Balsam, take Highway 64 west from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Then get on Highway 276 north, going into Pisgah National Forest. Eventually, you'll come to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Get on Blue Ridge Parkway, heading south. After about 10 or so miles, there'll be a road off to the right. You take the right onto Black Balsam Road, and near the crest of the hill, park. The trail will be off to the right. Take the Art Loeb Trail to the summit of Black Balsam Mountain. So now, let's continue with The Great Independent, Old as Time. You have to embrace the idea that no one is superior, that we're all on the same level. We all deserve equal consideration, equal treatment. Sure, equal consideration, equal treatment, regardless of our political viewpoint, our religion, our race, our sexual orientation, and other things. It shouldn't matter who we are, we should be treated the same, with dignity and respect. No one is superior than other people, and no one should have better treatment than other people simply because of their race, religion, or political viewpoint. Everybody should be treated equally, regardless of race, religion, political viewpoint, sexual orientation, and so on and so on. Sure, we're all on the same level. No religion is superior to another. No race is superior to another. No culture is superior to another. And no sexual orientation is superior to another either. You might think so, but you have to remember everybody's so diverse, even when it comes to sexual orientation. Sure, as a gay person, I know there's a big gay universe out there and an incredible, diverse array of gay people. We're simply not all the same. You can't put us in a mold. We're very different. We come from all stripes. But then you look at straight people. Well, of course, they're the same way. They're very diverse. They come from all stripes, all flavors, all political viewpoints, just like gay people do. We're all diverse, whether we're gay or straight. So none is superior to the other. We're all kind of equal. And we have to accept each other and live with each other. Gay people and straight people, people of different races, people of different religions, people of different cultures. We all got to get along, sure, and work together, sure, and learn from each other. That's right. We need to learn from each other, learn from diverse people, and then we could put this diverse knowledge together and figure out who we want to be in our sense of it all. Sure. So there's always been a great independent. But now let's move on to other things. So let's change course for a moment and think about self-love. How much do you love yourself? How much do you appreciate yourself? Or do you hate yourself? Hold on here. You're not supposed to hate yourself. You're supposed to love yourself. So if you don't like yourself or you're down on yourself, well, I guess you need to get together with family and friends, people who care about you, and get them to encourage you and build you up. You have more friends than you realize. Even I know that. So come on. Lift yourself up. Don't put yourself down. Sure, don't hate yourself. Love yourself. Get to the support you need to do so. Get the encouragement you need to do so. Okay, well, now you love yourself. Well, that's great. Well, can you get carried away with this? Oh, yes, you can. It's a balancing act. That's right. You can't love yourself too much. You're going to be narcissistic. You're going to be caught up into yourself and think you're better than everybody and think everybody is supposed to worship you and wait on you hand and foot. No, that's not the idea. But it's not the other extreme either. You're not a slave to the slave. You're not subservient to everybody because you're worth nothing. No. You gotta pull it in towards the middle. You're not everything. You're not totally wonderful. You're not God's gift to the universe and everybody's gotta kiss up to you. But you're not horrible and hated and unappreciated either. You're kinda in the middle. So you gotta love yourself and support yourself. But realize that, you gotta realize that you're not superior to anyone and nobody has to wait on you or treat you nicely. It would be nice if they do, but they don't have to treat you nicely just because you think you're so wonderful. That's all I'm saying. They should treat you nicely because you are nice. You should love yourself, but only to a degree. But you should love yourself. Support yourself. Because once you love yourself, then you can love others. Sure, it all begins with yourself. So you got to build up that self-love, at least to a degree. Then you can love others and help others. Just don't get carried away with your self-love and become narcissistic. That's all. So then there's the great independent and aging. Well, I guess that's where I'm kind of sitting at 63 years old. Oh, I'm getting old. No, I'm not. I resist aging. I fight it. I fight it with my youth. Even though I'm getting older, I fight it with my attitude. I fight it with exercise. I fight it with whatever I can. I fight aging by flossing my teeth and rinsing my mouth out thoroughly. Dental health is very important. Don't go under the assumptions that adults don't floss their teeth. Because if adults don't floss, then adults grow old quicker than they should. If you floss your teeth and maintain good oral health, good oral hygiene, healthy gums, and all of that, well, then that will lead to longer life and better mental health, sure, and less infection and less problems. For your mouth is a big infection. And to reduce the infection, you have to have good oral health. So start flossing and start walking. Start hiking uphill. Start walking a little faster. Hiking a little more uphill, a little longer uphill. Sure, I have the trails to hike on if you're wondering where to go. I guess Water Rock Knob's kind of good. That's a moderate steep trail that's open now, and so on and so on. A lot of my favorite steep trails are closed, unfortunately, due to the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Oh well. So, you gotta fight aging at every turn. Sure, don't surrender gracefully the things of your youth. Are you nuts? Hold on to them as long as you can. Resist aging by skiing. At least I do. Sure. Going to Beach Mountain. Going down the Black Diamond, 63 years old. Sure, I could do it. Well, maybe not super well. I have to do lots of S-turns. Go down real slow, at least in spots. And maybe even stop and take a little breather, but I could still get down the mountain. And that's the main thing. You gotta ski, you gotta hike, you gotta exercise, you gotta keep happy. You have to have good hobbies and good people around you who you love and trust. You gotta have fun. That's how to stay young, is to have fun. Don't get bored. If you get bored, you'll get old. So keep life entertaining. Keep life fun. Keep life interesting. Keep life active. Keep walking. Keep flossing your teeth, and so on. That's what the Great Independence says. Moving on. Now let's get back, to diversity and the Great Independent again. Sure. What about relationships? Well, diversity helps relationships. Well, sure it does. I guess what I'm getting at, it works kind of both ways. If you're open to diverse ideas and have diverse friends from different races, cultures, religions, and so forth, you'll get these diverse ideas. And that might help you form a new relationship because you'll understand more about different cultures, religions, political viewpoints, and other things. So the more diverse knowledge you have to begin with by having diverse friends, the more you're ready to deal with diverse people. Sure, you don't want someone just like you for your relationship, for your marriage, your lifetime partner. You don't want to limit yourself. No, you have to be a little more open to different kinds of people. Sure, it will help you a lot. You have to learn to compromise. Sometimes you have to compromise to get what you love. Sure, for nobody's perfect. That is true. So, because of that, you're not going to find the perfect partner, the perfect husband or wife. And they might not be who you set out to find. But if you're open to different people from different backgrounds, different culture, religions, political viewpoints, and even financial status. If you're open to different type of people, different people from different kinds of education than you had, if you just be a little more open, you probably have a little better luck in finding someone who's right for you. If you have a narrow, defined list of who you'll accept, oh, they gotta have a nice job and they gotta look just right and they gotta be the right religion and they gotta be this, that, and the other, well, then you're pigeonholing yourself, you're restricting yourself to too few people. And there might just not be someone perfect amongst those people you're limiting yourself to. So you got to open yourself up a little bit. Accept people from different religions, different financial backgrounds, and different education, and so on and so on. Instead of having your life partner having to be just the right person in every way. Because that person is hard to find. You want things to be a little easier, so you'll succeed. So you'll find that life partner, that perfect husband or wife. For, according to me, that's the most important thing of all. Sure, is to have a lover who loves you. Sure, to be appreciated and loved. Someone to take care of you. Someone who sees you as their number one, just as you see them as your number one. So together, caring for each other more than anyone else, building each other up more than anyone else, supporting each other more than anyone else, and so on and so on. That sounds like a recipe for success. So that's what you need to emphasize. Finding a good relationship. That's the most important thing of all. And hopefully everything else will fall into place too. Your education, career, and other things. For we keep working and we keep moving towards the future. Sure, but we have to remember the great independent and perhaps strive to become more like the great independent. For the great independent is as old as time. Now it is time for future perspective. Here I look at how confidence and relationship dynamics can lead to a better future. Well, I guess we could add health in there too. Sure. So, let's jump into it. First of all, well, to really get going, well, you got to be a little outgoing. As my mom used to say, if you're not outgoing, you're not going out. Well, I guess there's some truth to that. And you need to get out to find a better situation. Sure. So, you need to be a little outgoing. You need to build up your courage to deal with people. This might be a little difficult if you have autism. I have marginal autism. So it's a little difficult, but not too bad. I learned how to overcome it over the years, being more autistic when I was 9 years old and less. Around 9 years old, I kind of had a breakthrough and started interacting with my teacher and my classmates more. And then, well, then I was able to interact with everybody more readily. But I could still relate to the autistic perspective and how easily one could self-entertain being autistic. But let's get away from that. Whatever the case, you got to build up your confidence. You have to believe in yourself. Well, confidence is competence. Well, that's a saying of mine. So, if you feel you can do it, well, maybe you really can. Sure. Often a little confidence in what you're doing often can help you do it better. So confidence is competence. You can get better with a little confidence. Well, that's important. Well, you have to use it to move ahead in all sorts of things, from finding a job to finding a good relationship. Well, then you start to think about it. What's important? What's the most important thing? Is it a good relationship? Is it a good job? Is it something else? Do I know? Well, I guess I kind of know for me, but I'm sure it varies from person to person. So we all got to sort this out on our own. But being a little older, almost 64, well, I had time to sort through all this and figure out what works best for me and what's most important. So, what is most important? Well, fortunately for me, I guess I had a handle on it all along. Perhaps ever since I was around 8 or 9 years old. Sure, it's the relationship. Yes, having an intimate partner, someone who truly loves and cares about you, someone who's willing to stay with you for the long haul. That's what's most important, at least to me. So, if it is to you, well, it's something to work on. And it's not always easy, of course. Sure. There's always compromises, you know. Nothing is perfect. You might want the perfect partner in life, the perfect husband or wife, but they just might not be there. And you just might have to settle for a little less than perfection. So you have to deal with it. And maybe even a marginal situation where you could barely work it out. Somewhere between that and perfection, I guess, is where you'll end up. But there are always lots of compromises. Sure. So we have to be ready to compromise. Sure. Well, how do you do that? Well, you gotta start with the right attitude, obviously. And so you can't think of yourself as too superior or too entitled. Often what you think you are entitled to is simply just your perspective on it. You think you know what you're entitled to. You feel you're entitled to more. But are you? And even if you are, quote, entitled to more, you might not always get it. Nobody's really entitled to anything if you really think about it. We're lucky we got what we got, and we just have to deal with it. So you don't want to have that entitled attitude that will make it difficult to compromise. So you need to back off from that and approach things with a little more humility. Be humble about it. Be ready to serve. We're talking about a relationship here. We got to serve each other. We got to build each other up. That's what it's all about. So we have to be more humble. This is real important. Relationships might be it, might be the most important aspects of our life, according to God. I don't know this for sure, but that's my assumption. So, it's not your job or your health or social status or other things. It's how you deal with other people. That's the most important part. And having a long term partner, someone who truly loves you, well, that is just more icing on the cake and could really give meaning and purpose to your life. Sure, and help you through difficult situations. Wealth can come and go, but having someone who loves you and will stick with you through the worst times and the best, well, that's the ideal situation, at least for me. That's, quote, what you need. Someone who is willing to stay with you. Someone who loves you. I guess easier said than done. Finding that person might be difficult. But as I said, be ready to compromise. Sure, you don't have to have everything just right, and neither does your partner. You can both accept each other for who you are and work together to improve one another and help one another. Sure. Well, then you start getting into finances at some point, and there's two kinds of financial relationships the way I see it. Of course, you could go for a blend of the two, but let's look at them a little more in an absolute sense first. You got Type A. Well, what is Type A?
Casey Waters Show. Producer, Casey Waters. Graphic editing, Judson Laird. Please note our new email address, CaseyWaters2 at CaseyWaters.com.